So let's store some data to database using that button. As I said in the previous part that we need a database reference to connect to our real-time database that we have done already. Now the next step would be when the user clicks on the button, we should store some data to our database using this database reference. Now for that we need two things to store the data. First of all, the first thing is going to be create a child in our root object. So let's just type it, create child in root object. Then the second step would be to assign some value to that child. So that's the basic of storing a data to a to our real-time database. Now how we can do that is actually pretty simple. All you need to do is let's just type in our database variable which we created and stored the database reference of our root directory. Then to create a child you just type in .child, and then as a string you just pass in the name of the child. Let's just say we type in name for the name of the child, and that's how you create a child. And you can't actually see a child if you have not assigned some value to it. So obviously we need to assign some value to the child. Now I'm going to type in .set value to give some value to the child. Now you can obviously use object or string as well. So I'm going to use a string for right now. So I'm going to say actually JH for the value and end it with the semicolon. Now these are the few steps that you should consider in mind. First of all, here you can see that we have created instance of a button and a database reference. So the database reference points out to the root directory of our Firebase. Then once the user clicks on the button, the root directory should then be assigned the child, and the value should be assigned to the child by using the set value over here. Now I'm going to run the app and let's see what happens. So I'm going to select the emulator or my real device that I'm using over here. But before proceeding to anything, there are two things that you should consider first. The first thing is you should be connected to the internet, that I am already over here. The next thing is the rules that we have assigned, or by default which is assigned to the real-time database. Now as you can see that to write a data, the auth should not be null. But right now in our app, we haven't logged in, or we haven't created the features to let the user log in. So how we can do that is simply by changing the feature. There are many ways to do it, but we are going to change the rule just for right now. Instead of auth not equal to null, what we want to do is that the users should not be logged in to write the data. So we are writing the data, and let's just hit the publish button. Now basically what it means that to write the data, user should not be logged in. All right, but to read it, your user should be logged in. But we are not reading the data from the database, so that's not our main focus for right now. Let's just go back to the data and open up our app. So our internet is connected. I'm going to hit the click button, and bam, there you can see that in real time, without reloading the page, the name and its value is assigned by clicking on the button. And that's how you can see that there's the whole process right over here. So you can see, yeah, that's it for this part. And there are a few more details that I want to cover, but we will be doing that in next part, is how you can store multiple data. Like if you click on this button again, you can see that it's not gonna work anymore, because it's again creating a new child with the name which already exists. So it basically just overwrites the previous one and assign the value. So that's not how you should be doing it. But let me just give you one exercise, and the exercise is you just create a edit text field over here, and you just let the user type in some value, and once the user clicks on the button, the value should be stored inside the name object over here. So try it out by yourself, and I'll be giving out the solution in the next part. So see you guys later.